Hello, God bless you. This is just a quick one. You see, some years ago, I think 8 or 9 years ago, I had a conversation with God. I love to ask questions. One of my hobbies is to ask questions. I love questions. So I asked God a question. I was a single man then, so I asked him a question. What is the secret to a happy marriage? What is the secret to a happy marriage? You know, there is this thing I do, and I love to do it on a daily basis. I ask Holy Spirit questions once in a while, even when I know what to do. I intentionally ask Him, "What do you think I should do?" So it's one of the ways that I develop my communication with God by asking questions, even when I know what to do. I intentionally ask Him, "What do you think I should do?" Most of the time, He will tell me something different from what I'm thinking. But I do that to just develop my hearing ability, my ability to hear His voice and recognize His voice. So, like I said, as a single man many years ago, I asked God to give me the secret to a happy marriage because I read a lot of books on marriage. I listened to a lot of messages on marriage. People giving different keys. Some people will say 10 keys to a happy marriage, 5 keys to a happy marriage, different keys. So I got tired of keys. I got tired of keys. I don't know which one I will follow again. So I got tired. At the time, you get confused. So, was it about Paul in the Bible? The Bible said, too much learning has made you mad. So I read a lot of books, honestly. Some of the books I read on marriage, I read them about 4 times. You can't believe. Somebody like Bishop Oyedepo and the wife wrote about, they have about 5 or 6 books on marriage. I read those books about 4 or 5 times, over and over, over and over. So, so when I asked God that question, He told me something, and I want to tell you what He told me with His baritonic voice. And I know it was the voice of the Father that spoke to me. I know the voice of the Holy Spirit. The voice of the Holy Spirit is not deep. The voice of the Holy Spirit is not like the voice of God the Father. When God the Father speaks to you, His voice is deep and very baritonic. In your lifetime, you will hear the voice of God the Father probably once or twice in your lifetime. Yeah, in your lifetime. So God the Father spoke to me and He said, make sure that your wife is happy. I was like, really? So the secret, all these books I've been reading on marriage, different books, listening to messages, all you have to tell me is make sure your wife is happy. He said, make sure your wife is happy. If your wife is happy, you're a good husband. He added this, if your wife is happy, you're a good husband. If your wife is not happy, you're a bad husband. So it dawned on me that the happiness of my wife is my responsibility. If she is not happy, it doesn't matter who caused it. I am responsible. So, and this happened maybe about 8 years or 9 years ago, way back before I met my wife. So when I got married, I knew that my primary assignment is to make my wife happy. And anybody that will be in the way of making my wife happy, anybody that will stand in the way, I'll crush the person. I don't care who the person is. Anybody that will be in the way to stop me from making my wife happy, I'll crush you. I'll break you. You won't like it. So, and I want to use this to speak to every man listening to me. Your primary assignment is to make sure your wife is happy. Unfortunately, We have men today who don't care about the happiness of their wives. Let me tell you, this will shock you. If your wife is not happy, it will shock you, but I will say it. If your wife is not happy, your prayer will be hindered. If your wife is not happy, the Holy Spirit may not speak to you. Some people you underestimate the power of the presence of a woman in a family. You underestimate the power of your wife. I was speaking with a single man yesterday. He called me. He's about to get married. One of the young men I'm mentoring. He called me and he was asking me some questions, and the little I know, I shared with him. You see, you have to understand that. And one of the things I told him, I asked him, do you love your mother? He said, of course, I love my mother. I said, okay, when you get married, the love you have for your wife should be more than the love you have for your mother. Your wife becomes your first priority over your mother. And you should let your mother know that you love your wife more than you love her. And that she is your first priority going forward. Because some men love their mother more than they love their wives. Some men love their children, especially their daughters, more than they love their wives. They will rather lose their wives and keep their children. So, if your wife is not happy, I can tell you, the man of the house, you will not be happy. And nobody in the house will be happy. And you will lose the presence of God, because it is your responsibility to make sure that she is happy. It's your responsibility to create the structures and the boundaries to protect her peace. Protect her from her in-laws, protect her from her family, protect her from bad friends, and ensure that she is happy. So that was the greatest secret that God gave me about marriage. Make sure that your wife is happy. It doesn't matter who caused her pain, whether it's the devil. If it's the devil, you go after the devil and deal with him, but protect the woman in your life. All right? So I'm sending this word to every man. And if you're a woman, send it to your husband and tell him, you are responsible for my happiness. Jesus ensures that the church is happy, right? So you should love your wife just the way that Christ loves the church. Ensure that she's happy. If there's anything she needs and you can provide for it, provide for it. If you're not able to provide for it, tell her, okay, let's put it on the budget. We'll handle it later. Okay? She's not your housemaid. Like I said, if you don't know the power of a wife, as I was talking to the young man yesterday, I told him, by the time you get married, you understand the level of favor a woman comes with. There are doors that will not open until you get married. I don't care how spiritual you are as a man. I don't care how smart you think you are. There are doors that will not open until you get married to the right woman. The moment you get married, certain doors will start opening. Doors of favor will start opening. Because a woman, the right woman, comes with favor. And that's the kind of woman you want to protect and ensure that she's happy. You develop her, you nurture her potentials, and you ensure that she maximizes all that God puts inside of her. If your wife is sad and broken, something is wrong with you as a man. Something is wrong with you as a man. God bless you.